Trolley museum, trolley tour. They're close to Rockville. Kind of simulate regular operation.
Alrighty, so folks, the trolley pole came off the wires, you can see towards the back of the car. That was inside, so I think the heads on back there. Just pull back up on the wire when we go in just a moment.
Where's the guy?
The ICC or IT Maryland 200 up there. Get back to where we come.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome down to Fishhook Loop. This is the midpoint of our line. We have now turned around and are going to, in a few minutes, begin heading back up to the Visitor Center and the museum. This car here is Toronto Transit Company, car number 4602. It was originally built in the early mid 1950s. It was then refurbished in the mid 1980s. And eventually exited service in the late 1990s. It came to the museum in the early 2000s. After the museum that had been hosting it, a museum in Ohio, sadly fell into financial issues and bankruptcy, and had to get rid of its stock as it closed, so we got this one from that trade. This car, during its renovations in the mid 80s, lost the second row of seats that sat here. Got all of its seats reupholstered. Had these grab bars attached to the seats added. Had the seats in the center area back there removed. And had some of its electrical systems upgraded as well. Now you'll notice most of those were to make most of the modifications were to make more space here for standing passengers. As the 80s and during the early 80s, late 70s, overcrowding became an issue. Cars were just too crowded, so they removed some seats and made the spaces for extra standing passengers. Another feature this car has to make it easier for standing passengers, although they are original, not part of the renovation, are this line of windows right here on each side. These windows are called standee windows because me standing, I can see out the window here And I can see the name of the station out the window without having to duck down and look out of these windows. Additionally, during that renovation, the color scheme was changed to what it is now with this fake wood and the cream to better match the outside of the car. This car came to our museum in the early 2000s to our current building. However, our old building actually used to sit down here. When the museum was started in the very late 1960s, early 1970s, the building was originally built down there, also off Bonifant Rd. However, you may notice now there is something else there. The ICC is down there. When the state was building and county were building the ICC, county parks came to the museum and offered and requested the land. Their offer was that they would assist with moving and reconfiguring the track and build a new building, which is our current building, which consists of the visitor center, the streetcar hall, and the maintenance barn. And the agreement was, it was agreed upon, the deal was agreed upon, and the old building was demolished, the new building was constructed, the streetcars were moved, and the track was reconfigured. This used to actually be pretty close to the beginning of the line, not the end. Like I said, we do maintenance and restoration work here. We have the capabilities to do some up to moderate levels of restoration. So we can repaint, reupholster, redo electricity. We can do most things up until actually taking apart the wheels and fixing them. Those we have to contract out to outside companies for that assistance. We also are all volunteers. I'm a volunteer, our operator Josh is a volunteer. Everybody inside the visitor center that you may have spoken to today is a volunteer. We rely almost entirely on donations, so as my colleague Peter likes to say, please give us money. For those of you who were on an earlier ride, you may have heard them. But your donations are greatly appreciated, and they help us further restore and maintain the vehicles that we have. So with that, I'm going to ask, does anybody have any questions about the museum, this streetcar, any of the streetcars you have seen so far? Anything?
So when you make the electricity more better, to certain time, what was the electricity like back then? How did it work?
So it's about the same as it was today. We actually haven't changed very much. Electrical wise, we haven't, other than modernizing a few systems, it's really the same as it was back then. They still run on 600 volts of electricity, powered from the overhead wire down into the car and into the motors. Another question?
Is it just this trolley that squeaks on the track, or do all of them squeak when they turn like this?
No, so it's basically all of them. It's the way the track is laid, because it was all laid by hand, and it's all individual pieces. They're not exactly perfect. So there are some small imperfections, and that's just the metal wheels on the metal rails
and on the curve
against each other on the curve. Any other questions? All right, with that, I think we're going to go head back up and all right, we're going to drop you guys off in front of the visitor center where we picked you up.
pasture in the yard. The barn. Bunch of other cars in there.
Like personal belongings. This includes bags, wallets, purses, children. Anything they brought on the car, make sure to take it out with you as you depart. If you want to step as you depart, and we make you both set the door once the car comes to the stop. That's awesome. We got the treadle on if you want to do the treadle. The treadle's right. Go to the back. Go to the back step. Just step on the back step.
Oh,
we know if I do that.
That's what that's for.
Yeah, go.
I knew exactly what you
Oh, thanks, man.
Alright, you guys want to back up to the main tent? I don't know where they're at. I gotta go check on them.
Yeah, they're not done.
Yeah.
Last we saw.
If you want to hang out for a second, take a break.
Last I saw,